Thank you all for being here and welcome to March Madness Pensacola style. I'm Ray Palmer and it's my distinct honor to be the president of Pensacola Sports and even more of an honor to be a part of what I believe is a great day for our community. It's truly a Super Tuesday without the politics. It's a great day because we're here to announce a partnership with the Sun Belt Conference that will have a positive impact on our community in many ways and for many years. As you'll see, there's a number of dignitaries, special people, and organizations we will recognize and hear from today. To start, I'd like to recognize a few of those locally who, without their efforts, we would not be here today. Obviously, you can't hold an event without a venue. Well, in this case, two venues. So I want to start by thanking our host today, the Pensacola Bay Center and their parent company, ASM Global. Cindy Pennington and her team were the first line of contact from the Sun Belt Conference. And it was Cindy who brought this opportunity to our entire community. So I'd like to also recognize Mr. Tony Sema. Tony, golly, I hope I got that right. I got it right. Yay. Tony Sema from ASM Global, again, their parent company, for taking the time to come and join us today. Welcome, Tony, and thank you, Cindy. Our second venue is Pensacola State College. I want to recognize and thank Dr. Ed Meadows, president of the college, and Mr. Bill Hamilton, athletic director, for their continued support. Thank you, Dr. Meadows. Thank you, Coach Hamilton. Next, you cannot hold an event of this magnitude without financial support. The initial financial support has come from a number of sources, while we'll be looking to our community for additional support to further enhance our guest experience. Today, we want to recognize the support provided by our original organizations. First, of course, is the Board of County Commissioners, and you will hear from them shortly. Secondly, the Tourist Development Council, Ms. Shirley Cronley, Board Chair, and TDC members, thank you for being here. The other groups include the City of Pensacola and Mayor Grover Robinson. Mayor Robinson, I understand that you are actually not even supposed to be here, that you changed your plans and postponed your plans to be here in order to show your support. I think that's huge. Thank you. Of course, another key financial component came from our lead tourism agency, Visit Pensacola. Visit Pensacola and President Jack Brown. Jack has been a voice of reason, guidance, and support throughout the process. Also to Board Chairman Sterling Gilliam, their board of directors, and staff. Also want to thank the staff of Showcase Pensacola, who has pulled together numerous challenges on a short timeline to get us here today. Thank you, Jack. Thank you, Visit Pensacola. Thank you, Showcase. Last but certainly not least, I want to thank Pensacola Sports and recognize my team there. Our board chair, Katie Kehoe, our board members, and the rest of our team. I particularly want to recognize Laura McCullers, who was handed the task of accumulating and organizing over 100 pages of bid documents from a variety of sources to put together for a winning proposal. Thank you all, thank you, thank you, thank you. And now, for what you came for, right? I want to bring to the podium from New Orleans, Louisiana, the Commissioner of the Sun Belt Conference, Mr. Keith Gill. Commissioner?
I guess It's gonna fight me a little bit, so I'll just try to project. So, but one, it's so wonderful to be here. We are really excited as a conference to be here in Pensacola. Today, the Sun Belt Conference embarks on, and really it's the culmination, because I feel like we've been in partnership for months now as we've been working through this. But it embarks on an exciting partnership with Pensacola Sports, Visit Pensacola, Pensacola State College, and ASM Global to bring the Sun Belt Conference Men's and Women's Basketball Championship to the Pensacola Bay Center. And on behalf of the Sun Belt Conference Chief Executive Officers, the Directors of Athletics, the men's and women's basketball coaches, I would like to formally announce that the Sun Belt Basketball Championship will move to Pensacola and the Pensacola Bay Center and Pensacola State College in 2021. We're very excited that March Madness is coming to Pensacola and we get to be a part of it. Sunbelt can't be more excited about it. In October, we had 10 municipalities that were interested in hosting our championship. But as we began to evaluate all the materials from those locations, it became clear that Pensacola was the perfect choice for our championship. We wanted to find a place that would create great memories for our student athletes and for our fans, and there was no better place than Pensacola. Our membership absolutely loved coming to Pensacola. Great weather, incredible beaches, outstanding food, which I experienced last night at McGuire's Pub. Too much, actually. I didn't really even have to eat breakfast this morning. And most importantly, wonderful people, as evidenced by all of you here in the room. The Bay Center is a best-in-class facility. We took a tour of Pensacola State College yesterday and were unbelievably impressed by that arena and really excited to host our championship there as well. And then when you just look at the room, the community support is amazing, and it's going to lend itself to having a great championship. And my dad was 23 years in the Navy, so the military is something that's been a part of my life for a really long time. And I think when you add into the fact that it's such a huge military presence, and we'll have the opportunity to use our championship to honor the men and women that sacrifice every day for the freedoms that we enjoy. It's just an incredible place for us to be, and we're really excited. And that's why this was a unanimous choice by our CEOs, Sunbelt CEOs, and the Sunbelt Directors of Athletics. So this might be a little redundant, but I do want to take a moment to just thank and recognize a lot of members of the Pensacola community that made that happen. So first, the mayor, Grover C. Robinson IV, really appreciate your support and obviously taking the time to be here today. Stephen Berry, District 5 Chairman for Escambia County. Also, Dr. Meadows, really appreciate the support from Pensacola State College. Ray Palmer, thank you so much for all that you've done to help this happen. And then Cindy Pennington and also Michael Capps. So Cindy's the general manager of the Bay Center and Michael is the assistant general manager of the Bay Center. So thanks for all of your time and effort and helping us be here. And then Jack Brown. Oh, yep. Also want to thank Jack Brown, president of Visit Pensacola. Bill Hamilton, who really out-ate me last night and talked about it a little bit, but I'm not sore, and because we're coming back for the championship, I'm going to work myself in a way that I can kind of take him on as well. And then also Tony Sema from ASM Global, thank you so much. And then also Greg Harris, the owner of the Pensacola Ice Flyers. Besides the Sun Belt, best logo in sports. I love the Ice Flyer logos. It's really incredible. So, but thanks to all of you, because without all of your help and all of the work, we wouldn't be here today. So, as I said, March Madness is coming to Pensacola, and to give you a sense of what that means from a Sun Belt standpoint, we have a rich basketball tradition. So, our conference is founded on basketball. Last season, the Sun Belt had 8 men's and women's teams qualify for postseason play, which shows a depth of quality. On the women's side this year, we've got 2 teams, Coastal and Troy, that have combined for 48 wins so far in the regular season. And then on the men's side, tonight is our final night of competition in men's basketball, and there is still so much to be determined in postseason play to just show you how close and how hard fought that will be. So, but beginning next year, when a Sun Belt team punches their ticket to the NCAA tournament, they will do it right here in Pensacola, and we're really excited about that. I do want to take a moment to acknowledge members of the Sun Belt staff that made this really possible. So Kathy Keene, our Deputy Commissioner. So Kathy spearheaded this, so she worked tirelessly with Spencer Dodd, who's in the back there on our championship staff, to really make it happen. So, and then we have a tenacious CFO that had to make sure the numbers work, Bert Carter. That was great. And then also Travis Llewellyn in the back, who manages like our media and technical aspects and has really been a large part of kind of trying to organize this. And then the last person I want to acknowledge is not here, so Scotty Rogers from our media relations staff. So, but this is a great day for the Sun Belt Conference. We are so proud to be here. This is a great opportunity, and we just want to thank you for the opportunity to join your community. We're excited to become a partner, so we want this to be a partnership. We want to be part of your community. We'll look to find other ways that we can partner and host events here, and look forward to becoming part of the community for a long time to come. So thank you for everything, and I'll turn it back over to Ray Palmer.
Thank you, Commissioner. Before I bring up the next speaker, I want to thank him for his leadership on this initiative. As we all know, sometimes the wheels of government don't roll as easily or as quickly or as fast as we want them to or think they should. In a lot of ways, this project was no different, and there were a lot of moving parts, as I mentioned. But under his leadership and the efforts of many of the key county staff, it got done. And there were timelines, and it got done. So thank you. So now I'd like to bring up to the podium the current chairman of the Escambia County Board of County Commissioners, District 5 Representative, Mr. Stephen Berry. Commissioner.
Thank you, Ray. Good morning. Try it a little bit. Good morning. And it may be a good day for the Sun Belt Conference, but it's also a fantastic day for Escambia County. This is one of the highlights of my period of public service. We take a lot of actions. All aren't quite this pleasant, so it is certainly a good day. I thank Grover for not confirming that he would be here prior, or I might have gotten bumped from the agenda. And one of my board members that's not here specifically, before I recognize some other people towards the end, Commissioner Lumen May from District 3 was instrumental in this conversation. I know he took part in a number of the meetings and advocated very successfully on your behalf as well as the Sun Belt's behalf in our discussions, and unfortunately he's just out of town right now. Hit back to one of the things that Ray said, talked about the positive impact that this is going to have on our community. He may have meant the holistic positive impact of having this type of event here, which is certainly palpable, but there's also going to be a direct economic impact that really resonates with the board and resonates as you look at opportunities like this from a business point of view. There's going to be a direct local impact of $2 million per year by the event being here. That's a very large impact. That's the direct. It's going to be another $1 million of ancillary or induced spending by that direct spending being here. So with a $3 million annual impact, that's a substantial event in our community, and one that won't slip to the back pages when it's here. When it's here, it's going to dominate the landscape of what's going on in this part of Escambia County. So that's very exciting. We expect 8,500 fans, give or take, with their associated visitors to come and spend, and they stay in the hotels. They may perhaps walk next door, walk down the street, have dinner. They're going to have a tremendous local impact. I certainly am sure that's why the TDC was supportive of the project from the beginning, and I certainly want to thank you as well. Also, during the time they're here, we're expecting 500 to 600 jobs that are going to be created leading up to the time and then closing after the tournament each year. So that's another substantial impact on our community. We had a governor for a period of time that, there's one thing to talk about good things happening. Another thing is when you have an opportunity for a person to have a job. That's what really gives them the opportunity to impact. And you may end up with some of those temporary people, making relationships and becoming full-time people, whether they're associated with the Bay Center, with the city of Pensacola, with Escambia County, or perhaps heading back to New Orleans for administration at the Sun Belt. It's also spurred the investment. The business side of this partnership has induced the county into putting capital into the Bay Center that's been needed. This is the type of win that we have wanted. I see the ASM friend here. We certainly, absolutely, we're very happy to do that. But the capital that's going to go into the Bay Center, it certainly is part of this partnership. But that's going to be here the other 50 weeks of the year as well. It's going to enhance the experience for our citizens and our other visitors that come to all the events here. So, Cindy, we hope that it's something that's going to have a positive impact on your work and your visitor experience on a daily basis. So we're very excited about that. In closing, I want to recognize Doug Underhill, Escambia County Commissioner, District 2, is our only other colleague that's here. Escambia County Administrator Janice Gilley is here. Also want to thank Escambia County Attorney Allison Rogers, who was tasked with quite a bit of the actual work part of, and Grover and I did it coincidingly for 6 years, and he's done it longer than me prior to that. But our work is primarily talking, and then it's left to others to actually do the work. So in this instance, for the board's point of view, Allison's office did the majority of the work on the contract. So we certainly want to recognize her for that, and it is a very good day for Escambia County. We're very excited about the partnership, and personally, I can't thank you enough for bringing your organization here. That's a level of trust and a level of commitment that I commit will be met likewise on our side. So we're very excited. Thank you.
Thank you, Commissioner. All right, it's almost time to close out the formal press conference, but those of you who know me, I hope you'll allow me to tell a, relatively brief story. I say that, I have to find my notes quickly. Don't need that. Yeah, brief. Briefs according to Ray. As many of you know me, I have an almost bizarre passion for my job in this community. It sometimes has gotten me into a bit of a bind and some pinch, and unfortunately, I struggle to control it, and maybe I should even be apologetic. But in 60 plus years, my passion only seems to grow, and it seems to grow stronger for our community and for what I do. As I mentioned in my opening remarks, this obsession called March Madness is what we've just committed to being fully engaged in it. It impacts worker productivity, the bracketology that we all hear about that takes place across the country and the world, often dominate conversations in bars, restaurants, workplace, street corners, our homes, everywhere. Well, the second part of March Madness is the phrase, the road to the Final Four. So to my story. Last Friday night after work, I went home. Actually, I went to dinner, had pizza with my son, wife, two little adorable grandsons, two of the three. I have three, but only two came to pizza dinner. So I went home, turned on the TV, and started to search to get my basketball fix, my favorite sport, college basketball. So as I scrolled through the TV channels, I saw a basketball game on. I stopped, didn't even know who the teams were playing at the time, but something caught my eye. It was a logo on the floor. It was a logo that I had been seeing a lot of lately. Yeah, it was the Sun Belt logo. I didn't even know the teams were. I just saw the Sun Belt logo. I stopped. I looked at the score. It was the two Texas teams. The score was tied, so I settled in to watch my fix of basketball, and it was Sunbelt basketball. It was not but a matter of minutes before the announcers of the game began to talk about the importance of this game in these two teams' efforts in their road to New Orleans. New Orleans, that's the site of the March of the Sunbelt Conference Basketball Championships in 2 weeks and beginning March 14th. Well, if you know me, like I said, I've been excited about this thing since the first time Cindy called me. And then when Commissioner Berry and Commissioner Underhill hit that green button on February 20th, and we had unanimous votes, and we were in, the thumb was up, we were in, I was beyond excited. Well, now, realizing that beginning next year, and for at least 4 more years, that's 5.
Well, yeah.
Right, at least.
Long term, though.
Right, long
Trying to
term.
grow roots.
The road will now be the road to here. That sounds great, doesn't it? The road to Pensacola? And all those national audiences will be talking and hearing about the road to Pensacola. So I hope you'll join me as we embrace this tremendous opportunity to showcase the paradise that we all call home.